Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Chemophilic by Bhavna Shaktaut. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to never miss a video. So we are in the chemistry class 12 series of chapter 1st solid state, and this is part 2 of solid state. In this section we'll discuss about the types of crystalline solids. Solids were actually divided into two, crystalline and amorphous, and now there is a subdivision of crystalline solid into four. So the first one is molecular solids. Then the second one is ionic solids. The third one is covalent solids. And the last one is metallic solids. Now, these are the four subdivisions of crystalline solid. Now, the molecular solid is again divided in non-polar, polar, and hydrogen bonded. Now, what are the major characteristics of these four categories of crystalline solids? So, the first one is molecular solids. The constituent particles would be molecules, that is, they are made from molecules. Now, these are of three types: non-polar, polar, and hydrogen bonded. Now, by non-polar, we mean that the dipole moment in these molecules will be zero. Example is H2, Cl2. Then for polar molecules, they will have a dipole moment, and then these are molecules like HCl, which have an electronegativity difference between both the atoms. And the last category is the hydrogen bonded, that is the molecules that possess hydrogen bonding. And the type of forces acting in these kinds of molecules are, for the non-polar it would be London forces or dispersion forces. Now, what is the meaning of London forces? So, due to instantaneous dipole moment in one of an atom, the other atom get induced by dipole moment, then it is known as London forces. Okay, and then the interaction in case of polar will be dipole-dipole interaction. They possess permanent dipole moment, and therefore the partial positive charge will attract the partial negative charge. And the last, as the name suggests, hydrogen bonded, has hydrogen bonding as the main forces acting on it. Then the next section is the ionic solid. Now, the ionic solid, as the name suggests, the constituent particles are ions. The constituent particles are ions, and therefore they will have ionic bonding in between them, and the type of forces will be ionic bonds. Now, in case of covalent solids, the major constituent particles are atoms which are bonded through covalent bonding. And the last category would be metallic solids, in which there will be positive ions surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons, that is, they would have metals in this, and the type of bonding would be metallic bonding. Now, discussing their examples, for molecular solids we have CO2, then we have methane, chloroform, and iodine. And in case of ionic, we have NaCl, ZnCl2, ZnS, MgO, etc. Now, for the covalent, we have covalent molecules like diamond, it is carbon compound diamond, then we have quartz, silica, and for metallic elements we have copper, zinc. So the next topic is crystal lattice and unit cell. By crystal lattice has another name called space lattice, and by this we mean by crystal lattice we mean a three-dimensional arrangement of particles in space. This is what crystal lattice. Now the unit cell is the smallest particle or constituent of the lattice. So if you assume, suppose, a cubic lattice, that is a cube, then each point on the cube will represent a unit cell, and this representation is repeatedly arranged in a three-dimensional format and is known as crystal lattice. Now the next important topic is types of unit cells. So basically there are three types of unit cells. First is simple cubic lattice, another is body centered unit cell, and the third one is face centered cubic lattice. Now understanding the meaning, a simple or primitive type of unit cell will have a cubic arrangement and the particles would occupy only the corners of a cube. But in BCC lattice, we have corners occupied by atoms, as well as there is one atom present in the center of the cube. And in the third FCC, we have a regular arrangement of particles at the corners of the cube, as well as one atom in the center of each face. Right, so the distribution of particle is such that the contribution would be equal to 1 upon 8 into 8, and this will be equals to 1. This is number of atoms per unit cell. Here the distribution would be such that 1 upon 8 into 8 for the 8 corners plus 1 in the body center. This will be equal to 1 plus 1 equal to 2. And the last one, we have 1 upon 8 into 8 contribution of 8 corners plus 1 by 2. This atom would be shared by 2 cubic lattices. So we have like the center is shared by 2 faces. So 1 by 2 contribution in each into total are 6 faces. So this is equals to 1 plus 3 and total is 4. So you'll have to remember the number of atoms per unit cell in SCC, that is simple centered cubic lattice, is 1. For BCC it is 2, and for FCC it is 4. These are the values that you will require further in the calculation of packing efficiency. Also you will require these values in the formula for density and the calculations of density of unit cell. And the questions from density of unit cell would be most probable questions to be asked in the board exams. So here we come on the next important topic, and that is packing efficiency. Now we have three types of unit cell. One is SCC, BCC, and the other one is FCC. All these three types would show different packing efficiency, and we have to calculate which one is most efficient. So if we consider a simple cubic centered unit cell, so we have studied just before that in a cubic centered unit cell we have all the corners occupied by the atoms. Also we have studied that the contribution of atom is 1 upon 8 into 8, and this will be equals to 1, that is the number of atoms per unit cell. So assume a cube that has an edge length A. So if you see here on the one face, if there are like two atoms, this is the rest of the cubic cell that we are not assuming right now. So this is R, and this is one edge length, and this will be equals to A. So A is equal to 2R. Now the next thing is volume of atom or sphere. You can say this is a sphere. We are assuming that the particles are spherical in nature. So volume of sphere, mathematically it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now to calculate packing efficiency, the formula is volume of sphere divided by volume of cube. So volume of sphere, as you know, 4 by 3 pi r cube, and volume of sphere would be A cube. So we have seen before that A is equal to 2R. Put this value here. So this will be equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by 2R whole cube. When you cancel this, you will have the value equals to 52.4%. This is the efficient packing of this would be equals to the packing efficiency of simple cubic lattice. Now the next thing that you have to see is so you get the answer equal to 52.4, and this is equal to the packing efficiency of simple cubic lattice. Now assuming the next packing efficiency of BCC structure. Now for BCC structure we have read this that it is a cubic lattice which have atoms that occupy the corners, as well as one of the atom is present in the center of the body. So to calculate the packing efficiency, you would need, see, this is the edge length, this is equal to A, similar to the before one. Then this is the diagonal. So assume this as B, and then 1 is the diagonal of the cubic lattice, and this is equal to C. Now you see that in this section, name this as A, B, C, D, name this as E, F, G and H. Now you see that if you, by Pythagoras theorem, B square would be equals to A square plus A square. These are the two edges of cube. Now B would be equals to root 2 A square, or it would be equals to root 2. Now to calculate C, so if you assume another triangle, say A, this is in triangle A, B and C. If you assume another triangle A, C and E, then C square is the diagonal of the cube, would be equals to B square plus A square. This would be equals to, as you have seen here, B square is equal to 2A square. So this would be equals to 2A square plus A square, and this would be equals to 3A square. So getting my point? This is equal to 3A square. So the C square would be equals to 3A square, which implies C will be equals to root 3A. So again, in the last part we have calculated C is equal to root 3A. Now if you see, the structure of BCC is such that half corner would be occupied by one atom, then there is one atom present in the body center and the other atom is present in the other half. So if you assume this is A, this is E according to the structure. So this distance is equal to C, but if you see here you have radius equal to R, here also you have radius equal to R, and here you have diameter, or you can assume R and R. So C would be equals to 4R, and this is equal to root 3A. So A is equal to 4R by 3. Now you have read the formula of packing efficiency. It is volume of sphere divided by volume of cube. So you see there are approximately, you have calculated number of atoms, contribution of atom is 1 upon 8 into 8 plus 1, this is equal to 2. Total number of spheres are 2, so we'll multiply 2 into, for sphere it is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and for cube it is a cube. So the formula would be 8 pi r cube divided by 3 into, for a cube you'll put this value 4r whole cube into root 3 cube. And the answer for packing efficiency for body centered cubic lattice is equal to 68%. You'll have to calculate it in terms of percentage, you'll have to multiply by 100. So the last derivation for packing efficiency is, for FCC lattice you have read that the 8 corners are occupied by atoms and each of the 6 faces have one atom at the center. So now assume one face, then you have edge length equal to 1 as previous. Now you see that the volume of sphere would be same, 4 by 3 pi r cube. So the number of atoms that we have calculated before were 1 upon 8 into 8 plus 1 by 2 into 6 atoms is equal to 4. So now A will be equals to 4r upon root 2. Now again formula for packing efficiency, volume of sphere divided by volume of cube. So in total there are 4 spheres. So now 4 into, you have 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by volume of cube is equal to a cube. This is equal to 16 pi r cube divided by a cube. Sorry, you can replace a by 4r upon root 2 whole cube into 100. So the answer will be equals to 74%. So most efficient packing is possible only in the FCC lattice. Here you get one more important question, which is more efficient packing. So face centered cubic lattice is more efficient as compared to SCC and BCC. Now let us summarize what we have read till now. So summary of this chapter, the first thing that we read was solids characteristic, where we read, the first thing we read was solid. Here we read about crystalline and amorphous. Then we read about anisotropy and isotropy. Then we discussed about types of crystalline solids, where we discussed 4 categories: molecular, ionic, covalent and metallic. Then we discussed about crystal lattice, arrangement of particles in 3D in space, 3D arrangement of particles in space. Then we discussed about unit cell and their types, SCC, BCC and FCC. And then we discussed their packing efficiency. For SCC it was 52.8, for BCC it was 68, and for FCC it is 74. Like, sorry, there's a correction, 52.4.